You have an AR-10.
Oh, I was staying on the pistols.
Okay.
I've got a Ruger LCR, a little 38, polymer 38. It's my backup gun. I carry both the 320 and the LCR. Yeah, you've held the LCR. And for those of you who say a 2-inch revolver is not accurate, bullshit. Bullshit. At SIG, I went to my backup gun and we were practicing from the 3-yard line all the way back to the 25-yard line, and I hit first shot to the head, to the steel head, every single time except the 25-yard line when I was hitting low, and it took me about 6 or 7 shots before I finally hit the head. But I was still hitting the steel. I was still hitting the chest part.
So yeah, those revolvers. Any handgun is a lot more.
Exactly. I mean, it was surprising me even how accurate it was, because I was expecting 10, 15 yards.
Right.
Maybe out of a 2-inch, but that little gun surprised me. For you revolver, if you're thinking about a revolver for a backup or a little ankle gun or something, look at the LCR. I mean, you can't go wrong with a Smith or a Ruger for revolvers. You really can't.
Yeah.
I mean, those are really the 2 names out there for revolvers.
I mean, for the autos, for the Ruger, we were talking about it before. They're hit or miss, Ruger autos.
Oh yeah, with their semi-autos, the only decent ones they make, the SR9's okay. Evan's going to debate me on this.
Well, Joe hates the SR9.
Yeah, I know. I know. I don't like the SR9, but it works.
Yeah.
It works. That's the thing. It works. The LC9 works, and the LCP.
They both work.
Are they the prettiest guns in the world? No. Are they the easiest guns to break down? Hell no.
Yeah,
but they work.
They had like this weird pin in the LC9.
Exactly,
right? Yeah,
they work. Both my mother and my father had, owned one for like 3 years, and they shot a lot of rounds, and they loved those guns. But it was the double action trigger that they didn't like, and the Ruger LC9 has a false reset. It has 2 clicks. The first click is not a reset, so they decided to go to the shield.
Right.
I finally convinced them to go to the shield. As much as I would trust my life to an LC9 in a life or death situation, like if you handed me one right now and said, this is all you got, okay, cool.
Yeah, and so, sometimes that...
Better than a High Point. Better than a Taurus.
Oh, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Fuck that.
I got a Kimber. I know a few 1911 guys and Evan and everybody on ARG makes fun of me for it, but it was a unit gun that my that 3rd Battalion 5th Marines had made up for us. So that's the only reason I own it. It shoots good. I mean, I haven't taken it to a class or anything. But yeah, I mean, it shoots fine. I thought about taking it this Sunday to the Cold Weather Carbine class I was talking to you about.
Yeah.
Just to see. I mean, it's nothing special. I got, but I'm probably going to take my my 220. I was telling you about that earlier. I'm probably just going to do the 220. That's it for pistols. Rifles. I used to have a big collection. I used to have like 18 firearms, 19 firearms.
At my height, I had about 10.
I had a Tavor. One of the guys on ARG has it now. On the Facebook page, he got it through one of the admins we used to have on the page. Mm-hmm. I've owned quite a few firearms, some old hunting guns that my dad gave me, but I've kind of slimmed down my collection because I'm trying to streamline. And even though Bondi says, "Oh no, everybody said that they got everything they need," you're gonna see something else. The only other gun I really want is an MCX. I would like an MPX, but the magazines are $60 a pop.
Yeah.
Screw that.
And you've already got a 9mm AR.
Exactly.
So.
I've got a 9mm AR, like he just mentioned. It's a CMMG lower, proprietary lower with a
JS something other. Upper?
Yeah, he told me the company's name. I bought the upper from this guy right here.
Yeah. It's like JS Supplier or Surplus or something like that. I'll have to look it up later. I'll put a link in the description.
It shoots good. I took it to the range 3 weeks ago, and with just standard iron sights, that's all I have on it. I'm not gonna do anything really to it. I mean, I did more than what I thought I was going to do because I just had the standard A2 handguards, but I put some Troy,
flip-ups,
quad rails on there.
Quad rail.
My dad had them on his spikes, and he hates the quad rails, and he likes the old school A2 handguards.
Yeah, well, there's a video on TSI talking about my love for quad rails, so That's one point that we probably disagree. But I do like your BCM KMR. I think it's nice.
Yeah. My go-to rifle is it's a rifle I put together. Now there's a difference between building it and putting it together.
And if you're a gun guy, you probably already know what this is gonna what he's gonna say. But
building it is you do everything from scratch. The CNC machining, all that. If you get an 80% lower and you have to drill out the holes for the selector and the takedown pins and all that BS.
I would love to do that one day.
Putting it together, I mean, an AR is a big guy's Lego. It's a grown man's Lego.
Oh, but it's fucking fun to do.
I know it is. So I run a BCM 14.5-inch upper with a pin and welded PWS FSC brake. Love that thing. If you can't afford the Surefire brake, which is probably the best brake on the market, I mean, my personal opinion for 5.56, go with the PWS. It's $90 versus $160. It was just one of those things that I was on BCM trying to order it. I put the Surefire, but they were all out, and I didn't want to wait. I was too impatient. So PWS, fine, good enough. I've got the KMR, Keymod handguards. There's been debate, CJ. I had to throw his name out there. He's one of the admins on the page, for all you guys who know him. Whether it's going to be KMR or M-Lock, it's...
chocolate or vanilla.
Yeah, exactly. They've worked for me. They have. I have had no problems.
I mean, honestly, like if I were to put my opinion into this, where the KMR or M-Log or one's going to be erased, I'm not sure. There might be two standards. I mean, it's possible.
I mean, everybody's saying, oh well, most companies are picking up M-Log. Let's see. CMMG uses Keymod. BCM uses Keymod. Spikes. No.
They still. I think they use both. I think they have a Keymod and they have an M-Log.
Midwest Industries uses both.
Yeah.
There's like 5 or 6 companies out there who either have chosen Keymod or do both.
Yeah, and it's a really big thing that BCM
and it's either or. I mean, I'm a fan of M-Lock. I just happened to buy the KMR because I wanted a light gun. I mean, my gun unloaded is 6.1 pounds.
Yeah, and loaded it's 7.1 or something.
Yeah, exactly. That's like another 1.
It's insanely light.
I mean, he's picked. I mean, I brought my upper here. It's downstairs, so I'm not gonna go grab it.
Yeah.
And we slapped it on his lower, and he's like, "Oh my god, this thing is light."
Yeah, it is very, very light. And compared to my A5 build, which is pushing about 9 pounds, I'm like, holy shit.
I got a Aimpoint T1. Love that thing. Just standard Magpul polymer backups. I mean, guys, they're backup sights. We can debate polymer versus metal backup sights all day long. I know Bondi likes metal
ones.
And that's great for you. It works for you. For me, I had them in a box. They weren't being used. I slapped them on.
And it's a very gun guy thing to do. You just have parts lying around because you have so much shit.
I saved myself, $100, $150. So that's the only reason. They work. I sighted them in. They work. They're backup sights, guys. And if you don't practice with your backup sights, if you go out to the range and you just use your red dot or your ACOG or whatever.
Billy Birdsell.
Yeah, thank you. Practice with your irons. You may need them. Don't take your optic off. If you get a red dot, turn it off. Because that's the instant you're going to be using it. If your dot dies, your battery goes. Practice with your irons.
I totally agree with that. And for me, that's one of the reasons why I know you don't use it, but I use Absolute Co-Witness, and I'm actually going to get away from that a little bit, but yep. I just like to preserve the sight picture by using that thing. So I'm always familiar with it, so I don't have to always remember how the way it was before the red dot showed up.
Yeah. I'm a big proponent of irons. I mean, if you gave me an old school M16A2, the only thing I put on it is a flashlight, and I'd be good to go.
Yeah.
I would. I'd be good to go. It's what I use in the Marine. It's what I qualified with in boot camp with. I'm a big proponent of irons. I mean, they work. If you've never used them, because I've met quite a few guys who just go straight to an EOTech, straight to an Aimpoint. I said the bad word, EOTech. Sorry for all your EOTech guys out there.
Oh, we know somebody who's an EOTech guy. His name is Rob, and as you knew in the last video, I was gonna say, hey, Rob might come over, and he might do a video with me and Aaron.
Well, he was here.
He was here, but he was wanting to go back to New Jersey for some fucking reason.
Yeah, for whatever reason.
I don't know why anyone want to go back to New Jersey for. So he just wanted to. Apparently New Jersey is the tits compared to New York, which I've never heard.
I always thought New Jersey was New York's asshole, but
oh, it pretty much is. Like, people who live in New Jersey are fucking retarded. Oh, hi, Annie. Yeah. I told you Annie was going to be joining us from time to time.
She's getting a little jealous that she's not in the picture.
Yeah, she wants to be shown on camera. Come here, girl.
So yeah, you know, BCM components. Yeah, obviously bulk carrier group. I'm a big fan of the Gunfighter charging handle. Your Raptor's nice. That was the first time I ever used a Raptor.
The Raptor is nice.
But for lefty, for me, whenever I shoot left-handed, which you should always practice offhand, I just rotate it to the side and charge it. You know, come over the top or whatever.
Yeah, you do the AK.
Or I do the AK roll. It works, guys.
Yeah,
Try it.
It does. It really does.
Know,
especially with the AR, because it doesn't require a lot of.
Especially if the
force.
bolts. Especially if the
bolts.
bolts.
Yeah, with the bolt stop, it doesn't require a lot of force to get that thing.
Especially if the bolts to the rear already. It's like that.
Yeah, it's like you just have to touch it pretty much.
Yeah,
and it just
basically.
goes forward.
So, yeah, I got that, and it's on a Yankee Hill lower. You know, for those of you who don't know, Yankee is out of Massachusetts. I mean, they're a pretty big name. Everybody pretty much knows Yankee Hill. They make good lowers. It was a pistol lower, a multi-cal lower, I should say. I had it on my AR pistol back in the day of the SIG brace. But then when the ATF came out with their bullshit, I decided to just turn it into my rifle.
Yeah, which, by the way, is perfectly legal. You can turn a pistol into a rifle.
But you cannot turn a rifle into a pistol.
That is correct.
And if you want, look that up, you know. So
go ahead,
educate yourself. Don't take our word for it. Look it up, really, please.
Okay.
This is what I tell people. Whenever I explain to them, you know, like laws in my state or whatever, or how I understand them, I always say, hey, look it up yourself.
And it is
Make sure.
And there's a lot of variables.
Because I'm not a lawyer, you know. I can't give them legal advice or whatever. I just tell them based on my understanding and interpretation of the law.
Yeah, and one of my personal like one of my most popular videos on TSI, the one that has the most views of me in it, is my New York gun law overview. And I always tell people, like, listen, take what I say with a grain of salt. Make sure that you check your local laws. Make sure that everything is in the books as I say it. I'm no lawyer. I'm a consumer. I live in the state. I have to be aware of these things. But even I make mistakes. So.
Okay, so let's get back into what I have. I got.
Yeah,
sorry.
Okay.
I got BCM furniture on it, the Gunfighter stock, the Gunfighter grip.
Yeah.
I have a Geisley SSAE trigger. It's the most money I've ever spent on a gun. I'll never do it again. As far as building a gun, I go back in time. I like the SSAE trigger. Was it worth the $200? That's debatable. That's for if you own one, great. If you don't, if you get the money, good. If you don't, a mil-spec trigger's fine. Or the ALG ACT trigger. So, yeah. I've got a Daniel.
I had to throw the ball for the dog.
I have a Daniel Defense M4V1. Oh, there's the phone going. There's the phone going off.
Yep. We'll just ignore that for now. It's like I said, these videos are completely unscripted. So
I know. I got the DDM4V1 with just standard, Daniel Defense furniture and everything. I got a Churchicon MRO on it.
Yeah, and I've got an MRO too.
So we're gonna do a comparison review.
Yeah.
Probably about a year from now.
Yeah.
Year and a half.
It's
I mean, over the next year and a half, we'll do multiple videos between us.
We're not the kind of people that just take something out of the box and be like, this is the best thing ever. You know, we just gotta make sure that it runs at least in some, at least has some kind of longevity.
I mean, you'll start seeing more videos on him on that before me because I'm going back overseas. So unfortunately, you're gonna have to wait a little bit while I come home on vacation and when I finally come home for good.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a good gun. I like it. It's the same one that Larry Vickers used. Not the same exact gun, because I mean that would be cool, but it's the same model that Larry Vickers used in his torture test with Daniel Defense with the T1 micro on it and everything.
He threw it out all
so if you ever seen that video, on Larry Vickers, go check it out. It's an awesome video, and if you don't watch Larry Vickers videos, watch them. I think they're cool. Some guys, I know you get a little annoyed with the slow motion.
Yeah, I mean, like I like Larry Vickers stuff. Like
he's a smart dude. He knows a lot.
Yeah, and the one thing that I would say of the Larry Vickers videos is that too much slow mo.
Yeah,
that's pretty much my main.
He's got some interesting shit on there, even if it's not really pertaining to something that I use. It's still Like when he goes to Russia and everything. It's
Yeah,
still
that's
fun.
fucking
It's still
cool,
fun videos to watch.
You get to see like a lot of the AN-94s.
Yep,
and
exactly.
all that kind of weird ass cool shit that we don't get a chance to see.
Let's see. I own a CMMG Mark III. That's their 308 AR-10. I know. I just said the evil words AR-10.
Ah!
I can't believe it. I know.
Oh God!
I took the plunge. I'm like, I watched the reviews on it. I've always been interested in the AR-10. Now we all know AR-10s suck. We do. At least they've had a bad reputation since the 60s of just they don't last through classes. They don't, they can't take the abuse as an AK or a good quality AR can take. CMMG has come a long ways. They've only been around for what, about 10 years?
I think so.
I think it's even less than that.
Yeah.
It's like 7 or 8 years they've been around.
They have not been around for an incredibly long time. Not compared to other AR-15 manufacturers.
Oh, no. But
like,
they've had a...
Stag.
But everything works. I mean, their ARs are great. Their 9mm ARs are great.
Sorry,
hell,
guys.
the Mutant. Everybody's jumping on the Mutant. Yeah. I mean, that thing is cool as shit.
I think it's interesting.
I mean, it works.
It's cool that it works, but for me personally, like, because of the price of that gun, I'd be like, just get an SLR or something.
Well, yeah, true, very true. But some people want something different.
True, yeah. And difference is kind of cool. I mean, personally, you've heard in the past with me and my videos that I get fucking bored of ARs and AKs all day. I really do. I like them both, but man, I need something new in my life. Yep.
So I've got that. I've got a primary arms 1-6 power on top with the ACSS reticle. So you'll be seeing reviews on those two as well as the Surefire Pro Comp, which is Surefire's non-suppressor ready compensator. It's supposed to do the same as their SOCOM brakes,
right?
Which are the $150 ones, but I got the 308 version. So, and for those of you who don't know, 308 and 7.62 NATO are the same exact round.
Yeah. That's when he says 308 and 7.62. I'm like, wait, he's talking about 39 or the other one?
Yeah, exactly.
7.62 NATO.
You'll see me say both. It's I grew up with 308 and the 7.62 in the military. So
yeah. So
I got that. I've got a SIG 5.56 XI. Love that thing.
Yeah,
I needed something different. It's like he said, you get bored of the AKs and the ARs. I needed something different, but I wanted to still be compatible with ARs.
And it's cool. It's cool to be practical.
5.56 and use AR mags.
Yeah, and it's cool to be practical. It's cool to own those two guns and be like, all right, I'm done with it and everything like that. At the same time, though, it's just if you don't know how to master a different system or you're not open to a different system, how can we progress both as shooters and as technology increases?
It's ambidextrous,
which I like.
For you lefties out there, it's a good option. It's got a folding stock. The charging handle can switch from one side to the other. If you like the AK, if you're AK guys, you can do the AK roll. For AR guys, you can put it on the left side of the gun, like I have it, and when the bolt's to the rear, it's pretty much the same manual of arms as coming back and hitting that that charging handle, on your AR. It's the same exact motion. So in that instance, it's good. Ambidextrous mag release. You can put Magpul furniture on it.
Yeah.
So like you can't put foregrips on it, unfortunately. Not on the standard version. The SWAT version you can. It comes with the rails, but you can add the Magpul panels onto. But the plastic handguards, which I have, the polymer handguards, it's M-LOK compatible. So you can at least put the little M-LOK Picatinny rail pieces on there, or any M-LOK like light mount or anything.
Yeah, so it works.
It works.
Yeah.
The sights, the standard SIG flip-up sights, they work, though. You flip them up, and you have to push a button to flip them down, which is what I like.
Yeah.
It's not a push button where they just spring up like Magpuls. But that's fine with me. I'm going to keep them. They work. They're metal. They're not going to break.
As long as they
exactly.
work.
I have, I mentioned that 9mm. I've got a 30-30 Winchester.
New York legal.
Yeah. It's, I was thinking about bringing it, but...
that would have been sweet. Yeah, that would have been sweet.
It's a Mono 94. My dad's first rifle he got when he got out of the Air Force in '78. He gave it to me. It's my hunting gun. It's what I use. I live in New Hampshire, guys. I'm not gonna make a 300-yard shot in New Hampshire. I'm barely gonna make a 100-yard shot in New Hampshire.
Yeah, because it's so mountainous.
I'm talking 50 max. There's so many trees and everything. 50 yards max. 100 tops.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of people don't understand about, like in a self-defense situation in most,
Yeah, situation dictates wherever you live. You guys out in Texas.
Yeah, you might have to make
the
a
Midwest
shot or something like that.
The odds of you making a 200-yard for hunting, yes. Even for defensive shooting, the odds of you making a 200 or 300-yard shot is slim, but you should be able to still know how to do it.
Yeah, it's good to know. And there are some people out there.
Don't limit yourself.
There are some people out there on different forums. We won't mention which one that say that a DMR course.
Penis. Sorry, did I just say that?
That certain time that say that you don't need to learn certain ranges and everything like that. And our belief is that you should at least learn, even though you might not use it.
Legal it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Throat's a little scratchy.
And sorry about the dog. She's barking. She's an attention whore. So I guess we'll begin to end this video. We'll end it on one last point though, and we're gonna end it as we were talking about before on AR-15s chambered in 9mm. Specifically, Joe, for you. And you and I were talking about this, right?
Yes, we were. I like it. I mean, it's great. It's a fun little shooter. I mean, it works. Yeah. I mean, I've mag dumped out of the thing, and the thing runs fine. I mean, granted, I haven't done a long review on it, and that's going to come. I know only putting 50, 60, 100 rounds through it isn't anything, but it runs as I know it now.
Right.
Right now, I'm debating on Sunday. I'm taking a cold weather carbine class at my local gun range.
He's going to do a video about that.
Yeah, I'm going to do a video about that coming up. About the class itself and the gun. I'm still debating whether I'm going to take the 308 or the STIG 556. I know people are going to say, oh, take both, take both. It's a 500 round class, guys. So which means you're going to put 600 or 700 rounds downrange. It's always about 200 rounds more than what they say. So it's going to be either or. So if you want to comment and let me know what you think I should take.
Yeah.
What you'd rather see.
AR-10, AR-9, or AR-15 to 9mm, or the SIG XI.
Yeah, I was thinking of the 9mm, but I don't have the equipment for it.
Yeah.
So I don't have the mag pouches for it. And it's on Sunday, so that's in 3 days. I'm not going to get a rig in time, so it'll be the 556.
Unless someone wants to overnight us a rig.
I know, right? Hey, if you got a spare, like, an old SOE, subgun rig that you don't want to use because, it's SOE, I'll take it for right now. But
yeah. So another thing too is that we think that one of our members, because of his disability, that it would be a good choice for him, like especially something like a Tresna Defense.
Yeah. I mean
9mm.
Yeah. I think it would be. I mean, especially if you're already using 9mm for a pistol.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with 9mm carbines or anything,
and
or any of the subgun carbines. If it works, it works. I mean, that's the thing.
And people say that it's not effective or it's not an effective round. Like, listen, if you load defensive loads into that thing, and you're confident that you can kill somebody with your pistol with like a hollow point or whatever like that, imagine that coming out of a 16-inch barrel.
Oh, I know.
That's fucking lethal. And I don't care what anybody says. If you stick more velocity into a 9mm and you believe that a 9mm is lethal out of a pistol, it must be lethal out of a rifle.
Exactly.
Like people tell me that all the time, and I'm just like, well, it's not effective, or 9mm aren't good at killing people. Like, well, if you're confident.
Well, if you hit the brain box area, any round hits this, between the eyes and the nose.
A 9mm coming out of that gun, especially if you have like a plus P load coming out of that thing is going like 1,400 feet per second or 1,300 feet per second.
Yeah, any bullet's gonna kill you.
Yeah.
I mean, a 22 will kill you.
Yeah, but we don't use 22 though.
No, we don't. But still.
But still, yeah.
I mean, if that's all you got, that's all you got.
Well, the thing is though, the reason why we think it's good for Joe is because, especially like a Tresna Defense, because it uses Glock magazines, and it's a relatively lightweight gun. It's like 6 pounds unloaded or something like that.
Yep.
And it uses 9mm, which I know he has a lot of. And it's just easy to shoot. The 9mm carbine, 9mm rifle is very, very low recoil, especially if you're using it one-handed and everything like that.
The only thing I see, the only problem I see with those type of like carbines, the pistol caliber carbines, is magazine availability, and that's about it.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you get one with the uses Glock magazines.
Well, yeah, the Glock magazine. I mean, that's simple.
And the Tresna actually uses.
I was thinking more like my 9mm carbine, which uses the Colt style.
Yeah, which is harder to get, but like I said, like again, the Tresna is an AR style gun that uses Glock magazines.
Yep.
So I know you have Glock magazines around there.
Yep. So that's me. I mean, I know we kind of ranted and
raved for 40 minutes, but hey, listen, and anytime we do these videos, it's always just fun to talk, and we got a lot of shit done and everything like that. So, all right, so this is your first video. It's great to have you on board, and
I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys, this is TSI Dave and
Aaron.
Aaron signing off. All right,
take care, guys.
See you later.